What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back with a little film breakdown for you. Posted that one yesterday. The Patriots Chargers had a ton of fun with it. Got some great feedback, and I honestly couldn't wait to do it again. So I love football, and I know you guys do too. So let's get into this thing. Just really quickly, one of the most fun offenses to watch in the NFL with these guys. Andy Reid is a genius of a coach who, personally, I don't think that he gets the credit he deserves. But what he does formationally and schematically to teams week in and week out is something that cannot go unnoticed. So, Chiefs fans, hopefully you guys are watching this. Starting off with something you see every week. Every single week on the opening two drives, you're going to see this play. It is the patented Chiefs wide zone RPO with a slant at the bottom. Okay, now this one's dressed up a little bit, but off the bat formationally, what do we got here? We got 12 personnel, right? One back, two tight ends. Okay. Now, what the Colts are doing schematically to combat this, they got 8 guys in the box. I'm counting him as basically being in the box. He's a run defender in this situation. But what we're going to see now is this offensive line from right guard over is going to be running a wide zone to the left, okay? My backside tackle is going to lock on with my backside end, all right? And that's to keep putting pressure on Mahomes and making this throw harder than it needs to be, okay? So just look at the run action to start, right? There's our wide zone up top. Okay, we got a little bit of a mess up here from our left guard, I'm not going to lie. Left guard screws this one up. What are you doing, bud? You got to keep going on this. Wide zone's a tough thing to run, though, fellas. It's tough to run, okay? But anyway, we got our wide zone look up top. Okay, we're locking on with our backside tackle. Boom, right there. Okay, so now we can kind of see how this play's shaping up, right? It's clearly man. It's clearly man. We got this dude who's running up to Phil, right? Manned up over here. He's going to be manned up with our tight end on that side. I believe it was Kelsey. Yep. He's manned up with Kelsey. My Mike backer is going to be manned up with my running back. And we got 44 manned up with our other tight end right here in that wing position. All right. Now, we broke down the running part, right? We got wide zone up here. We're locked on with our backside tackle. Here's what we have route-wise, okay? We got a flat right here, or an arrow route, and we have a slant right here with Mr. Tyreek Hill, fastest man in the NFL, okay? Way too much space to give him. It's just the defense they're running. You can't hate him for it. You don't want to get burned first play. Okay, he comes up, sticks that slant. It's not even a great route, but it doesn't matter when you get that much space. He just kind of rolls into it. But hey, man, you're picking up 12, 13 yards. Who cares? Okay. But here's what I want to point out to you guys that happens pre-snap. And it's little things like this that Andy Reid does, and every coach does it. But it all marries together, right? This motion right here, with my back being on the left to my back being on the right, tells everything he needs to know. It tells him everything he needs to know. Because watch what happens to the backers when we bump, right? Boom. We bring our back over to the right side. Backers bumped. Now I know for a fact it's man. I know it's man. Because he's bossed up. And by bossed up, I mean that he's going to be manned up. If he's on this side, he's going to be straight directly head up with him. If he's on the other side, he's going to be the exact same way. Okay? So, now that we have that bump, 15 knows it's man. We know we've got 44 on 84 here, I believe. And we got 35 on 10. I'm taking this matchup all day. All day. Especially with this RPO lined up. We know he's running a slant. Nice, easy throw for 15. Great drive starter. We got ourselves a 1st and 10 to work with again, and this Chiefs offense is moving. Okay, diving into the second play here. The marrying up of plays, right? This is the same RPO that we just saw. It just looks different, okay? Formationally, it looks different. Now, in the last one, if you'll remember, we had 12 personnel, right? We had 2 tight ends. Now we just have 11 personnel, right? That's the only thing that's changed here. The other thing that's going to change is our route combination. Instead of it being a flat and a slant, now we're just going to have a double slant on the backside, okay? But again, the RPO, the run pass option part, you probably got nauseous here, and Tony Romo say this 1,000 times last season, and now they're going to abuse it in Madden, okay? But what we're going to see here is from our right guard to our tight end, we're going to see a wide zone look, okay? We're going to lock on with our backside tackle, all right? And Mahomes is going to end up reading this thing. He's going to read the Mike linebacker here to see where he ends up, okay? Now, he probably could have squeezed this ball into Tyreek, But whenever you're in doubt as a quarterback, you're always told, if you're in doubt, just give it. If you're in doubt, just give it. We'll live to fight another down. Okay? So, just going over this again, right? We have our running back bumped out on our right side. We're going to have a wide zone look out of the left side from right guard to tight end, and we're locking on with our backside tackle, right? Boom, right there. Where are his eyes looking? His eyes are glued on the mic. Glued on the mic linebacker, because that's what he's reading. If this mic was flying over the top right now, trying to get to this gap, fill it, right? He's supposed to fill, and then he's coming in backside. If he's flying over like that, he's going to bang this thing all day. Okay, but he's not. He's doing a good job staying home, forcing his other guys to come up and make a play, which they don't really. Okay, forcing those other cats to come up and make a play, and we're gaining 4 or 5 yards on this thing and living to fight again, right? Just some of this stuff right here that you can't necessarily do with everybody. Or not that you can't do it, but they don't take advantage of. This is still the first drive. And now we're seeing both looks at this RPO. Okay, just an outstanding job getting these guys going early. Nice, easy reads, easy completions, easy running, and it's part of the reason why the Chiefs are rolling this year. All right, now getting into this third play here. All right, we have 4th and 1, about midway through the first quarter, and this is one of those plays that you look back on and you're like, that play actually carried a lot of momentum with it. Okay. Personnel-wise for the Chiefs, we have 21 personnel, 6 offensive linemen in the game, okay? 6 offensive linemen. This pre-snap motion here from Kelsey is kind of one of those deal breakers for me in this play, right? We bump him over. We have an over front from the defensive line. Here's your 3 tech. Here's your 5 tech. And again, if you guys watched my Patriots breakdown, we have the dead side here, which I explained there. All the dead side is when you give a defense no receivers to his side but 1 tight end. Ideally, this is a guy who could catch the rock, but in this situation, it's just a 6 offensive lineman. And what that does is now you're putting a defensive back in a position to play quick run defense, which he's usually not equipped for. Every once in a while you get a cat who can, but usually not. Okay. Now, all that's gonna happen here is the Chiefs are just gonna run power. Okay, it's your good old-fashioned power. We're getting a pull from our left guard, who's pulling into this A gap here, working up to that Mike backer, or excuse me, actually to the Sam backer. Fullback's kicking out here, and we're comboing back to this backside backer. But this is the guy who's usually unaccounted for in power, and this is the guy who usually makes a crazy play where he knifes in and cuts this thing down from the backside. But here's what the Chiefs do to prevent that from happening. You bump Kelsey to this side, and you have him just make it look like you're running a route. I don't care what route, just make it look like you're running one, because his eyes are focused on you, right? Now we account for this dude in the box, okay? And as we get this thing rolling, we'll see it develop. We're going to have Sherman kick out on this defensive back here. Our tight end, or really our, we'll call him a tight end for this, but he's working on this end, okay? We're comboing this 3 tech, which really ends up just kind of being a down block. But here's where this play ends up working for the Chiefs. It's because these 2 guys over pursue, right? They get so far out of gap down here that our running back does exactly what he's told to do, keep power A gap, and he's up the field for a nice game. And if he doesn't run into his O-lineman, this thing could still go. Okay, but we'll just watch it again. Okay, watch Sherman kick out here. Right there. Good job on the kick out. We're really doing a good job with our pull. Our pull here actually is unsung, right? Because as we pull with 75, he does a good job with getting this play started is what it's called, right? There's your gap. There's your target point. Stick your helmet in there. We only need a yard. Grind this thing out and let your back just follow you, okay? Good job doing that. Back has great vision. Great vision on this play because he sees these 2 backers over pursue, right? He sees both of them are filling to this outside gap. Okay, they're both filling really in between where the fullback is kicking out and our right tackle. All he's got to do is keep this thing A gap just like he does. We've got ourselves a nice play. All right, going through my notes, I start to notice that I like a lot of plays on this drive. So what we have here from the Chiefs, we got a tight bunch formation. And really what I love about this is, first off, you're running trips to the boundary, which always dedicates too many guys to one side for a defense. In the pros, it's not as effective as it is in like college or high school. If you go trips to the boundary in college or high school, you're forcing the defense to commit so many guys to one side of the field and a small side of the field at that. Okay, but regardless, formationally, we got a tight bunch formation here. Pretty standard. We actually have 12 personnel because we got 2 tight ends in the game. But here's what's going to happen with this, okay? It's going to look like inside zone with a wham to the defense, right? So as backers, usually when you see this wham look, right, that right there where he's kicking out on this backside end, you're trying to fill interior because that's where this ball's going, okay? But what the Chiefs do on this, and it's not rocket science, it's not crazy, but I love the play call here, and there's a couple of guys that I want to highlight who do a excellent job on this play. First things first is going to be our left tackle, okay? Leaving this end and working up to the Mike backer. Now, this is where we get into the formation part of it, right? We got tight bunch to the right, defense is left. That's going to force him to bump over here a little bit, making it an easier angle for my left tackle to work up to that Mike, okay? Second effort that I want to point out is 84 right here. A great job of what we call whiffing on this backside end and working up and really leading this thing to the promised land, all right? So let's watch our left tackle here first. Taking that step down, working up to the Mike, doing a great job closing that thing off. This Mike has no chance, right? Looks easy, but this is a key to the play, okay? Second thing, 84, watch as he whiffs on that defensive end, exactly what you're told to do. You whiff outside on him so he's forced to go back door. Not a chance he's catching 10. And then watch him lead up on this. Doing a good job just getting in the way and let 10 do the rest, man. Not a lot they're going to catch him in this situation. A great play call, great touchdown. And just one of the things that makes the Chiefs so special. All right, folks, getting into this next play really quickly. The Chiefs' screen game is hands down the best in the NFL. I have no problem saying that. Looking at this situationally, right, 3rd and 8, this is a big down, okay? Colts are putting a ton at Mahomes right now, right? We got 26 lining up, head up. We got 53 coming off the edge. We got a man pressed over our number 2. Probably got safeties back here. There's going to be a little bit of confusion as to who's coming, who's dropping, right? What's going to end up happening. But what the Chiefs do, give 15 an easy throw. Give him an easy throw, right? We know that they're probably going to play this aggressive. They dive into their screen bag, and here's what they pull out, all right? Tyreek Hill motioning into the backfield, okay? Already you're going to have mismatches and alarms are going to be going off in the defense's head, right? But he's going to end up taking this thing into the flat, and he's going to look like this first option for the screen, as we can see here. Boom, right? You're going to get 26 now, who is lined up over the ball. Now he's accounting for that, okay? Now going back to this, watching this from the start. Usually what they'll do is they'll run a little slip screen to their back. But their back, instead of running the screen, he actually comes out and he gets a cut on one of these guys. Big time block. Watch as he comes out here. Nice cut on the edge right there. Basically freeing up a passing lane for Mahomes. Okay. They leak out Kelsey into the flat, as we'll see here. Right there. Just gives a quick, just make it look like you got beat. That's all you got to do on stuff like that. Nice, easy dump off for 15. Easy, right? Now we got our 2 leading up the field here, okay? Here's where this play kind of goes awry. 72 doing a good job. Anytime the first offensive lineman is out on the screen, he's essentially kicking out. The second offensive lineman is leading up, okay? If you have a third, he's going to be sealing, okay? He's sealing back, right? 61, deer in the headlights, man. Offensive linemen, when they get out and they see all this green space, they start to freak out a little bit. I know, I've been there. Okay, so he tries to peel back on this thing and block 92. We know there's no way he's catching this cat, but 61 doesn't know that. He should be leading up here because he'd end up working on 31, who ends up making the play on that. Okay, but just looking at this thing in its entirety again. Okay, look at the misdirection. Look at the smoke and mirrors. Okay, that's all this is, and it's run to perfection. Right, we got Tyreek running over here, quick pump, nice cut from our back. Kelsey leading up, great job. Yards after catch, man. If he just runs straight, he's getting tackled on that thing for not a first down, but instead he pile drives this thing for a first. Good job all around, and we'll see how this marries up later in the film. All right, getting into the last play of this breakdown. Just like I said with the tight bunch formation, it's the ability to run the same look, but have multiple plays off of it. Okay, so again, we have Tyreek Hill, who's motioning across here into the backfield, and then he's going to run out into this flat. Now what that forces is it forces the hand of this linebacker. He has to account for Tyreek in the flat. Watch his eyes and watch where he goes. He's in the flat, just in case for that screen. Okay. Now the Chiefs run a power off of this. Great short yardage call, 2nd and 1. They already got him on this play earlier, so they run it again just with a different play. Okay. What we're going to have here, and the guys that I want to point out, is Kelsey and this left tackle. Okay. This end is going to knife in on this play. All right. Now, usually what you're going to have here is a down block from both of these cats, and your guard's going to pull up and kick out, or excuse me, lead up on this linebacker. Okay. Force him to make the play. 2nd and 1. Just go give me the first down. Okay, but what happens here, as this end knifes in, that tackle ends up taking over for him. Kelsey feels it. He knows he's not going to help there, right? He knows he's been coached that as soon as this guy cuts in, you have this next gap defender, because that's essentially what it is. And he works up to 53. Really good job taking care of business there. Tough job for the pole on this, because he should readjust and end up kicking this cat out. But all the same, we're getting the first down here. A good adjustment, just a little late from the polar, but we're end up working with a first down. And like I said before, just the creativity in this play call. Watch it in its entirety. Tyreek out to the flat, quick pull, got the first down, keep this thing going. It's a good job all around. Sorry for the length of this video. I know it ended up being a little bit longer. Chiefs fans, I know you guys are as diehard as any of them, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said before, man, like and subscribe. Hope you all enjoyed it, and definitely more to come.